Nintendo's got Mario. Sega has Sonic. Now, the cornerstone character for the Sony PlayStation is Crash Bandicoot. We talked to the developer Naughty Dog about the creation of Crash and his upcoming sequel. When did all this craziness start?
Naughty Dog's about 11 years old. My partner Andy Gavin and I formed a company to make Apple II games. And our first game was called Ski Crazed.
Ski Crazed?
And it absolutely didn't simulate skiing.
Okay.
And it sold okay. It did all right. It gave us enough money to buy some more video games and gave us the sort of the taste of blood. The 3DO at that point, the next generation system was big.
Right.
So we decided at that point we wanted to fund ourselves. And in a year put out Way of the Warrior on an $80,000 budget. It was sort of the El Mariachi of video games.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot.
What do you do, Eric?
I'm a modeler for Crash.
A modeler?
Yeah.
Like, do you have like bathing suit modeler or what?
We do 3D models for the game.
3D models.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you got some kind of like snow cone thing happening here.
Yeah, this is one of our tools. We do coloring and texturing with this tool.
Crystals. Of course.
Did you find that like the only negative thing that was said about Crash was the fact that it was on a track?
Yeah, we took quite a bit of flack in the press on that, but not, it seems, on the part of the consumer. We did that deliberately in order to create a really approachable, no-brainer experience.
I see up on screen here you got, what is that, the electric playground there?
Yeah, with an 8 out of 10 review from Victor.
The thing is, when you have all these choices and stuff, you have to think about them, and it's not always clear. It's often more fun just to go for it.
What happened with this guy?
Well, when we came to Universal, we wanted to create a character as opposed to creating a pantheon of characters as you would do for a fighting game. We wanted somebody to focus on. And we also wanted a cartoon-style character. So we went out and we hired 2 cartoon animators from Hollywood. This was our big move from Boston, where we did Way of the Warrior, to Hollywood. We decided to get cartoon talent, and it paid off in spades because we had people that could tell us right off the bat, this kind of thing works, this kind of thing doesn't work. And working with them, the original 8 members of Naughty Dog created, slowly but surely, Crash.
Where did you guys come up with the name Naughty Dog?
Began probably with a cartoon character that Jason had sketched, a dog-like character with sunglasses and stuff who was kind of surfing a disc.
So it has nothing to do with like the state of the floor here. There's a bit of a naughty dog in your establishment. What would you say your favorite game is currently?
Crash Bandicoot.
What do you think about that?
And that has got to be the weirdest keyboard.
That's my Vulkan interface here in NORAD. As you see, this is kind of a closed-in office. This is central programming area here. We make things work, make the creatures move around, and we program how they behave. And what I do a lot of is I work on tools. For example, a tool that might take animation and put it in the game, convert it from a modeling package representation that they do in Alias, and compress that down into a small amount of data for the game.
Look, this is wrong right there.
Oh, man, you're right. Let me fix that.
Can you fix that, please?
Right,
God, I just fixed an A bug back here.
That was
Thank you.
supposed to be a 5 and it was actually an 18. So.
See that? Huh? Huh?
Well done. Knew I could rely on you.
RJ Michael asked me to come work on this new secret project that turned out to be the 3DO. Then I worked on M2, on the graphics pipeline for M2.
Is there technology from M2 that can cross over into the PlayStation?
Oh, yes, definitely. We do mip mapping, we do subdivision, things like that we also applied them to. So PlayStation's a very well-balanced machine, and I like working on it.
It's a tremendous game with just a tremendous number of polygons and textures and animations and everything, and just squeezing it all down into the game machine. It was a real challenge.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You're hurting my elbow.
Hi, I'm Jason Rubin from Naughty Dog. We're here today to give you a behind-the-scenes look into the making of Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back.
Crash Bandicoot 2 has a very refined gameplay. We took the response we got from players of Crash 1 and the knowledge we gained in creating the first product and sharpened the focus of gameplay in the sequel.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome.
Instead of a linear map, Crash 2's levels are accessed through a workroom, allowing players to choose which levels he or she would like to attempt next. The levels are larger, with more branches, and they allow greater freedom of movement and camera control. There are far more secret areas, with over 1/3 of the game off the main path.
The art's changed drastically between Crash 1 and Crash 2. Crash 1's engine was thrown out. Crash 2's engine is totally new. It allows us to have more polygons in the background, more frames of animation in Crash, more detailed environments, and the ability to do neat environmental effect things that bring the viewer in, bring the player in, and make them feel like they're in a real environment. It has procedural rain, which is actual 3D raindrops that come through the environment. When the camera looks down, the rain actually moves as if it's in 3D, and you're looking at a down angle with the rain. On a snow level, when you're running into the snow comes at you and makes you feel like you're in the level. We have a specular renderer on our gems, which allow the gems to look like gems as opposed to look like really flat shaded things rotating. We have reflection effects in the ice that make Crash Bandicoot and everything else in the environment reflect in the ice, making it really feel like ice. We've been able to add a whole slew of new things to each and every level based on the fact that instead of saying, okay, let's go make Crash 1.5, use the same engine, make some new levels, we did Crash 2. Character animations improved greatly. We have 15 times as much storage for animation in the game and over 20 times as much animation total in the game, allowing almost every death to have its own unique animation that goes along with it. Not only can you walk, jump, run, but you can also ride on the back of a bear cub. You can run away from a boulder. You can ride on a jet ski. You can ride on a jetpack that's actually free floating in zero gravity. You can do a lot of things you never did before, and you can do a lot of things that you've never seen before in any other game. For example, there are levels where Crash can jump up in the air, spin around, and dive underground, creating a little mound, and he can then move around as this mound, getting by everything that's on the surface, but still attacking them by sticking his arm up and spinning them away.
One of the cool new things in Crash Bandicoot 2 are the lip-synced, like, holographic characters in the warp room. These are particularly cool because they're a combination of tons of people on the team's individual efforts. You got like animators who had to do the facial expressions, the lip syncing with the dialogue, the textures. You had programmers doing like the holographic effect, the lens flare, audio, video spooling, and lip syncing. And it all comes together and brings an artificial character to life in a way that I don't think we've seen before in video games. Another thing I'm really proud of is the way in which we utilize the resource of the CD to bring to the player levels that are probably about 10 times as large as the memory of the PlayStation. We do this by kind of laying the whole level out on disk and bringing it in piece by piece in a transparent manner. This is a really complicated, tricky technology, somewhere between spooling and virtual memory, and it enables us to use the CD to bring more detail, more game objects, just more stuff into the game. Another thing we're proud of is the sheer number of polygons we muscle through the Crash engine. Just a real lot of detail on the screen, and I think that we can pretty much say that no other next generation game has as much background detail as Crash does.